wonder why I choose to tell this story. Is it because part of me hopes someone will believe it? Is it to warn others not to choose my path? Maybe even a cry for help? Or is it perhaps what it wants? To let others know of it? One way or the other, be it of my volition or not, I am compelled to tell this story. Whichever way it's interpreted, I suppose, is for the listener to decide. My story began the way one would probably suspect, with an outcast. A boy with only a handful of actual friends, and a large fraction of the school out to get him. That boy was me. Roughly 5 years ago, I was that misfit child that just about everyone spread rumors about, called names the most often, and picked on during the bus ride home. Such was how it seemed all my life. I've lasted through a great deal of schools, and was bullied by at least one person each and every one of them. And from middle school into my freshman year in high school, I was bullied by possibly the worst of all my tormentors. A tall, thin boy named Zeke Evans. He was a boy that you'd see at first glance and assume he grew up in the city. He seemed to have a problem with everyone in the school, but it felt like I suffered his wrath the most. The last thing I could ever want was to endure him for a full school year. I wanted him gone, and I nearly got my wish one day. It was the middle of the day, and I was in advisory class, just doing some homework before it was time to go to the next class. In the middle of my math homework, I noticed Zeke handing a small black container to a classmate. I wondered what was in that container. First thought in my mind was that it was drugs of some kind. I'm sure it's easy to guess what I did next. I went to the principal and told him what I saw. True, I didn't know for sure what it was for real in there, but I was just too anxious, too angry to really care. But whatever it must have been somewhat important, because the next day, Zeke came to class, perhaps in the most vicious state of anger I've ever seen him in. He was ranting about how he was getting suspended for a few days because someone snitched on him. Naturally, I tried to keep my head down, but in time, one of Zeke's friends overheard me whispering to my friends and went straight to him. Well, predictably, everything went to hell after Zeke found out about me ratting him out. For the following months, he turned practically the whole school against me. Every single class I went to, I was verbally and mentally attacked by someone. To the whole school, I was a pariah, a villain, practically threatening to inconvenience them. I just wanted the torment to end. in any way possible. It was the middle of November. Rather quiet, peaceful evening. Of course, to me, any time away from the torment of school was peaceful. I was at my computer, sort of going through the motions, looking up at any updates that happened during the day. I was in the middle of checking on my Facebook account. It was an account I made a point to use a fake name for. After all, I was being bullied enough in real life. But anyway, I was getting through my business on Facebook, confirming what little friend requests I got, and answering questions, when someone invited me to a chat. The username was just Zix66. And the profile image was just 2 red dots in a completely black background. I guess that would have felt like a jerk if I just declined his invite. So I chose to chat with him. Hey. Hello, friend. Do I know you from anywhere? Oh no. This is the first time, I assure you. Okay then. So what is it you want to talk about? I'd like to talk about the past few months you spent at school. His response certainly surprised me, but I just quickly came to the answer that this guy was someone from school. Okay, seriously, who is this? Just someone who would like to help you. Forgive me if I don't completely believe that. I know you're not one of my friends from school, and virtually everyone else is after me. Like I said, I'm not from school. You'd have to be if you know about my past few months in school. However, I know about your situation isn't relevant. The focus here is turning things around for you. You've endured a hellish nightmare that lasted day to day. You fear going to school every morning because the other students are waiting to mentally devour you. Be honest with yourself, friend. You want this nightmare to stop. I was getting increasingly intimidated from this guy. His description was spot on, really. Suppose what you're saying about me is true. What could you do to help me? It's more about what you can do. Okay. Well, what can I do? I know you're a fan of collecting costumes every October, and you keep them under your bed. I was more shocked than earlier. It was true that I've collected some stuff from Halloween shops yearly and kept them underneath my bed, but this guy, he wouldn't have known that unless he was either in my family or stalking me. How did you know that? Call it a lucky guess. Bullshit. Nobody but my family knows that. Well, as I already said, what matters is your salvation from the bullies at school. Just how is my collection involved with my school problem? You'll find out very soon. Go to your room and pick out a look of your choosing and return to the computer. Okay. This has to be some kind of prank. Come back with your look and find out. To this day, I wonder why I cooperated. Was it to prove that this was some elaborate prank? Did some part of me believe that my problems would just go away after doing what this guy said? Perhaps I was afraid of what else this guy knew and just wanted him to go away. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter now. I went into my room, pulled out a large tub of costumes from under my bed. I grew up a lover of Halloween and monster movies. That's my best explanation for why a 15-year-old boy would have stuff like this under his bed. Anyways, I decided to pick out the more mismatched look. I chose a ghostly stretched gray mask, a pair of bright red demonic gloves, and a black hoodie with black jeans. Now, any monster fan would consider this both fake and comedic. Heck, the palms on the gloves were a black fabric, so there's no way they could possibly be any Hollywood movie monster quality. I returned to the computer. My parents gave me a goofy look on the way to it. I sat down and continued the conversation. Okay, I have my look all picked out. Now what? Well done. Now all you need to do is touch my profile pic. Seriously, just touch your picture. Humor me. I assure you, you'll be surprised. Now I knew this was a great big hoax. But for the sake of calling his bluff, I did as instructed and placed a finger on the profile picture. Upon touching the image, everything kind of blacked out, almost as if I passed out. However, I could hear things happening. I heard crashes, scratching, screaming.